Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight, round number 5 of the TeamVLR.com Dirt Street Stock Series heads to Limaland Motorsports Park to get set for another good night of racing. Brett Wheeler in the booth alongside David Harleman. David, welcome in to the UDTV booth once again, and welcome to Limaland Motorsports Park for round number 5 of the TeamVLR.com Dirt Street Stock Series.
Good to be back as we are at the shortest track on the schedule. I believe there's certainly going to be some tempers flaring and hopefully some bumpers banging as this nice little high bank speedway. We'll see what they're going to do with the cushion, or if they're going to run down low, but it should be a good show tonight.
Well, as we've got qualifying on the program at the moment, we are going to take a look at the point situation now. Up on the screen you can see Alex Bergeron, who leads his 4 starts. Making all 4 feature events. He's picked up 1 win and leads by 1 point over EJ Jones, who again, he's had 4 starts with 4 feature, or A main starts I should say, yet to get that elusive win. He has had a 1 top 5 and he sits just 1 point behind Alex Bergeron. Derek Fedkenhauer sits 3rd with 2 top 5s out of the 4 feature events as well. Howard Weaver, DJ Kilinowski rounded out your top 5. Britton Roxbury and Randall Carter, along with Daniel Stifler, only 8 drivers have made all 4 main events. And you know, when you put 40, 50, 60 cars, some of the best dirt street stock drivers, on the service, David, it gets very hard to make those shows. And again, consistency paying off in the points battle. Your top 4 drivers are separated by 7 points.
Yes, and the thing between that is, between them, I think only 2 top 10s is first and second, and I think there's only 2 drivers with 2 top 5s so far. So even just making the features, nobody's really been able to consistently get those top 10 finishes throughout the season. So we'll see how that plays out in the second half.
All right, we come into round number 5 of 8, so we are officially starting the second half of the season. We've got 4 heat races on the program for tonight. We'll take a look here at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid for heat number 1. Alright, starting on pole for heat race number 1. Here's your points leader and the fastest qualifier tonight in the 112 car. It's going to be Alex Bergeron. On his outside, the number 17 car, Brett Rouse. Out of position 3, caliber 7 of Trent Rutherford. JD Brown in caliber 28 will line up out of position number 4. Out of position 5, get with a 4 car of Tristan Carman. Jamie Reed in the 105 will start position 6. We go back to Caleb Ramsey in the 22, out of position 7. Darren Cole in car 300 out of position 8. And our final row, the 319 of David Brewer out of position 9. And Greg Turbeville in caliber 20 starting position 10. David, it's heat 1 of 4, and the track is already looking a little slick again.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I just got on the server. I'm surprised how slick it is out there. That really doesn't surprise me at all then that Alex got the pole. Anytime you come to Limaland, doesn't matter the car, and he's in the race, he's always going to pretty much be the one to beat.
Alright, we wait for the iRacing.com official page truck to move to the infield, this time by 8 laps of distance. Top 3 going to move on to the main event, and Alex Bergeron, Brett Rouse on the front row, and Alex Bergeron going to get the start, but Rouse going to dive down low, down into turn number 1 and 2, side by side. Bergeron's got the top side at the moment. We continue to go 2 by 2 by 2, all the way down the back straight away into 3 and 4. Rouse working the bottom side, trying to get the run, but I think the top side just might be the place to be for the moment, as Alex Bergeron, he will lead the opening lap.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like they're able to carry that momentum off the corners really good so far. So throughout the night, we'll see how much wear that gets and how much, I guess, non-wear the bottom or middle gets, to see if those grooves will come into play later. But I think definitely right now it seems topside to be Riles. He's able to get a good run and almost get up to his door there. But you see Alex gains 2, 2.5, 3 car lanes down the straightaways. And you see Riles getting it in. But there you see the 28 car of J.D. Brown in that final transfer position, getting a little sideways, getting a big run off the corners. I think he's going to be pressuring Riles soon in his outside.
Now, are you seeing a white number 28 on JD Brown's car, or is that trading paints acting up, or is he? Because normally we see him in the blue number 14 car.
Yeah, I'm seeing a white 28 with him right now.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe Trading Paints might be acting up because I'm seeing Jamie Reed in the 105 as well. Another one of these cars that have been very plain, but at the moment we'll go through your top three. Alex Bergeron continues to lead, Brett Rouse and JD Brown. Your top three, they're going to look to move on to the main event. JD Brown will start on pole of the B main. If he manages to finish fourth in this heat race, he's going to go down low, down into 3 and 4. He's going to try something different. 2 laps to go this time by for your leader, Bergeron.
Yeah, right now, the only Trent Rutherford seems to be the only car running the bottom of the racetrack, and he's back in about 6th position, but coming 2 to go. The only position up for grabs looks like 2nd place between J.D. Brown. He's going to try to cut under him. Rouse may almost got in that wall. His white flag's out, and then 1 and 2, he's going to be right on his back bumper. We'll see if he's going to throw that slider in turn 3 and 4.
Oh, final lap, final time, heat race number 1. There's contact. Jamie Reed down the back straightaway, all over the shop. JD Brown puts a slider on Brett Rouse. Bergeron gets the win. Rouse will come home 2nd. JD Brown 3rd. Jamie Reed and Tristan Carman. Jamie Reed, Trent Rutherford, Caleb Ramsey, Darren Cole, Greg Turbeville, and David Brewer. Just the one car not finishing that heat race. As we move on to heat race number 2, we'll take a look here with your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid.
All right, starting on pole is going to be, I think, your 3rd in points, Howard the Spider Weaver. Outside of him is going to be his teammate, the gangster, Jeremy Capone. Inside, 2nd row is going to be Devin Morgan, and outside of him is going to be Casey Bronson. In number 5 position is going to be Alex Brewer, and outside of him, Eric Tupper. Starting in 7th, a little further back, Norma, I think, is going to be Evan C. He's going to be starting out in 7th place, and outside of him, 8th is going to be Ryan Drummond. And on the last row, on the inside, going to be Stephen Bordeaux, and outside of him, going to be Blake Bailey.
All right, heat number 2, 8 laps the distance. Once again, we'll have 8 laps for all heat races, or top 3. So we're going to move 12 cars directly from heat racing competition, move them into the first 12 spots of tonight's main event. And of course, everybody else has to run the alphabet soup. And David, I'll let you take this one to the green flag.
Last heat race, Alex got a really good start and was able to get to that top side. That's what's going to be important, is Howard's going to do the same. He's going to be able to clear his teammate. Maybe they set that up in advance a little bit. But, well, if Jeremy doesn't want it, he's going to go down to the middle. But I'm not sure what's going to be there. That's going to open the top side for the 0-10 of Casey Bronson. Now they're going to be 3 wide. He's going to get squeezed up and make heavy contact. That's going to cost Jeremy positions and Bronson even more. He might hang on to 3rd, a little more contact further back. But they're still 3 wide going into 1 and 2.
Well, as Joe White would say, they are beating and banging off each other. One thing Capron's got for him at the moment, well, did have, was that he had the top side of the racetrack. Now the 140 car, Eric Tupper, moves into that 3rd and final transfer spot. Alex Brewer now in the 1 car as well. Capron starting to go backwards right now. Here comes Casey Brunson in the 010, working the top side, but Eric Tupper through the middle of 1 and 2, and Alex Brewer around the outside. So a good battle on for the 3rd and final transfer spot as we complete lap number 3.
Top 2 cars are pulling away, but he said it. Jeremy, he had the outside, but he wanted to go middle, and Brunson had such a great run on the outside of him, and obviously a lot of things developed after that, but he's got to be kicking himself right now as he's still in the 7th position and just getting a slide job put on him. He's going to just bump him out of the way and turn him a little bit to the infield.
Well, sometimes you have to make those sort of adjustments in the heat races to make your way forward. Of course, Capron not having a heat race that he would like to remember. He would certainly love to put this one outside and just not have to worry about this one. Tupper got into the side there of Casey Brunson. Now Capron now moves back into position 5, so it's not all doom and gloom for the number 23 car. He's still going to have a decent starting spot in tonight's B main, but he wants to get up into that top 3, and with just 2 laps left to run, I doubt that he's going to catch either Casey Brunson or Alex Brewer to move into 4th or 3rd.
Yeah, they do still have the Knoxville set up in these race cars. There's a pass for the league as he's down on the inside, and he's going to get by Howard Weaver and almost clear him. They're going to be side by side here at the line. White flag. There he goes. Morgan's going to clear the slider. Howard's going to hit the brakes. Going to give him a little love tap. Is he going to send it back at him? Morgan's not going to try to block. Howard sending it in straight and deep. Tries to close the door. Morgan going to be the crossover. He's going to steal the heat race win from Howard Weaver.
Did you see what Weaver tried to do then? He put the slider on, but he tried to jam the brakes so he couldn't get the crossover. Unfortunately for Weaver, he comes home second. Devin Morgan gets to win. Alex Brewer will get that third and final transfer spot. Everybody else goes through to your B and C main and all the alphabet soup. We move on to heat race number 3. We take a look here at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. Starting on pole, the heat race number 3 in car number 13, it is the rock star of DJ Kilinowski. On his outside, in car number 84, he sits inside of the top 5 in the point standings. It is going to be EJ Jones out of position number 2. Starting position 3, the 25 of Kevin Dedman. On his outside, the number 24 of Eric Eichstadt. At a position 5 in car number 86, also another driver inside of the top 5 in the points. Eric Fedkenhavel will start position 5. Justin Holt in the 311 will start position 6. Starting position 7, the 12 of Eric Moore and Greg Atwood in the 101 will start position number 8. And lining up position number 9 in car number 38 will be Daniel Worthington. 9 cars for heat race number 3. The penultimate heat race of the night. We'll have heat 4, and then of course we'll have the alphabet soup. Once again, they all look to put 50 laps on the board for the main event. Who's going to take out round number 5? We'll find out in a few more races time. We are green here at Limaland for heat number 3 in the TeamVLR.com Dirt Street Stock Series. And Kilinowski got to the top side into turn number 1 and 2. EJ Jones second. Here comes Kevin Dedman up on the inside. We nearly go 3 wide for the race lead, but Kilinowski just clearing ahead of Jones and Dedman. And Dedman now starting to make it work right through the middle.
Yeah, it looked like EJ wanted to get down there too, but Dedman wasn't having any of it. He's getting a good run. He's going to make a little bit of contact door to doors. He's going to throw a slide job or keep it down low. He's not going to be able to clear him. He's going to be able to fall back in line in a second. We'll see if he goes topside. He is. And so he's going to give up on that middle, but I'm sure the other drivers saw that and how well he was able to get there, make it work there for a couple of laps.
Is it a point of just falling in line right now, seeing as it is up on top of the cushion and not have to worry about, you know, going through the middle and trying to put the passes on for the race lead? You're happy just to get that spot and just transfer into the main event?
Yeah, I wonder if it's also a product of, well, as I was saying before, with this Knoxville setup in. It makes me wonder if cars, we were talking about it last week, if they're shifting again. It seems like they're getting really tight off of the corners, whether they run the middle or top side. Because Eric Eichstadt in 4th is going to lose the touch with these top 3 a little bit, getting into a wall. But it seems like it's really hard for those guys to come off the bottom and leave a groove open for those guys coming on the top, because they keep getting their side of them on the inside.
Eric Moore in the number 1 car trying to throw the big slide job on. Fedkenhauer tried to do it in 3 and 4, and Fedkenhauer drove around the outside to move back into position number 5. Your top 3 run nose to tail. The only car sort of running the bottom side in the number 1 car is going to be Eric Moore, and well, he's now going to have Justin Holt moving to the outside down into turn number 1 and 2, so Moore might need to be careful right now. He might need to move back up to the top side. They come out of turn number 4. Your top 3 on screen: DJ Kilinowski, Kevin Dedman, and EJ Jones, all 4 turns away, 1 lap from making it into tonight's main event for round number 5 of the TeamVLR.com Dirt Street Stock Series. They all go 3 different lines through turn number 3 and 4, but DJ Kilinowski going to come away victorious. Kevin Dedman home in second. Third is going to be EJ Jones, Eric Eichstadt, Derek Fedkenhauer, Eric Moore, Justin Holt, Greg Atwood, and Daniel Worthington. Less than 5 seconds separating the top 9 finishers here at Limaland for Heat 3. David, we move on to heat race number 4. We'll take a look here at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid.
All right, miracles do happen, as it looks like Britton Roxbury, KKR Sim Team driver, is going to be qualifying. He's qualifying inside the top 4, and he's going to be on pole here for heat number 4. But outside of him is going to be the 93 car, Zane Yost. Just behind them is going to be Jason Salter and Randall TJ Carter filling out row 2. Starting inside row 3 in the 5th position is going to be Bailey Hipp, and outside of him is going to be Blake Brown 74. And in the 7th position is going to be Travis Montgomery. And outside of him, Shane Myers. And rounding out this field is going to be Steven Radunez. Radunes. Yeah, it looks like a couple pink cars going to be on the front row of this one. As I saw last one, is pace cars in. The last one was pretty much, they're all around the top all the way, but I think that's going to be promising for later on in the night. Is Roxbury's not going to be able to clear him and get that top side. So that's, oh, but he's going to squeeze up into the water. Going to be 3 wide out of 2. That's going to allow a 10 car to get inside. Randall Carter having trouble 3 wide behind them. 30 cars going to get sideways. Oh, he's going to get turned all the way around. Yeah, he's not going to be... Zane Yost is making sure he's not filling in that top lane like Deadman did in the last race. But we'll see how long Salter can hold on right through that middle. He's just got to get enough of a slide job to clear Roxbury. Oh, Zane Yost is going to try to get down in that middle. That's going to tighten up Salter with a little bit of contact. They're still going to be side by side. As that's going to allow Roxbury to give about 2 car lengths out. Now Salter might be able to slide into that little opening there for second. Is he going to pull the trigger and get up there? He is. He's going to slam the door closed. One guy kicking himself is probably Randall Carter. He was got to be because those guys stopped battling, but he got a little sideways. Yo's gonna throw it in that bottom one more time. Not gonna make it happen though. As Roxbury's gonna win, Yo's second, Salter third. But Carter, he was catching those guys when they were battling hard, but then once they got a single file in line, they were able to maintain the gap.
Yeah, Jeremy, I got it fixed now. I'm a bit of a rookie when it comes to that sort of stuff. I did happen to mute my mic, but thankfully I didn't say anything too important. We'll move on to the next part of the night. We start our first of just a couple of preliminary mains. We'll take a look here at your Ultimate TV starting grid. Your C main looks like this. 10 laps going to be the distance. The top 4 going to move on. Blake Brown will start up alongside Caleb Ramsey. At a position number 3 in car 33, it is Evan C. on his outside, the 311 of Justin Holt. At a position 5, the 78 of Stephen Radoons. At a position 6, the 300 of Darren Cole. Stephen Bordeaux out of position 7 alongside him. In car number 101 will be Greg Atwood out of position number 8. At a position 9, going to be the 45 of Travis Montgomery. Greg Turbeville in car number 20 will start position 10. Ryan Drummond in car 36 will start position 11. At a position 12, the 38 of Daniel Worthington. We go back to Bailey Hip in car number 30 will start position 13. And lining up at a position 14 in the 319, it's going to be David Brewer. Blake Bailey did not make the call, neither did Travis Montgomery. So 13 cars for this one. 10 laps going to be the distance. And top 4 going to move on to the back of your B main. So right now we start to eliminate cars.
Travis Montgomery was actually removed from the racetrack, but it looks like the water truck went out and hit the track because it looks around roughly 20%. So we're going to see how drivers are going to adapt to this now. It looks like there's going to be a ton of bottom, a lot of middle. Man, track like it still looks like it's almost wet out there. They got to pack it in a little bit as cars look like they're really tight, but everybody looks like they're working that middle single file now. Now they're going to try to break low. Justin Holt looking to the inside just ahead of him. That's going to be Evan C. all the way back in this C main. He's in a transfer spot now, and he's going to work that inside, look for second.
Yeah, they were nearly 3 wide on the exit of turn number 2. Blake Brown, your race leader. Evan C. Caleb Ramsey, side by side. They're stuck together on one another through 3 and 4. They both cleared one another, so they got off of each other. And Well, they're going to go back to running side by side through turn number 1 and 2. And yes, with the track state getting reset back to 20%, this is certainly going to bring the bottom side and the middle group back into it right now. It's going to be great moving forward towards the main event later on tonight, where it will be 50 laps. Look at the battle right now. Here comes Justin Holt up from position 4, looking to challenge the 13 car of Caleb Ramsey for third. And Evan C., he's not too far away. He almost challenged Blake Brown on the previous lap for the race lead.
Yeah, he got into his left rear just a little bit. He's going to try to look out of there out of 2. Not quite going to happen. So the bottom just still doesn't quite have a little bit of run. And not able to quite angle it left. That middle's able to just carry enough momentum as those top 4s. They're just past the halfway point now in the race. But here comes that 78 car of Steven Raduns, as he's going to be trying to steal one of those transfer spots. Because remember, in the B main, there's going to be 12 transferring. So I think there's already 12 in there, so only 4 cars are going to go home from there. So it's really crucial if these guys can just get in there. They'll have a really good chance to transfer. As you see, Evan C. still pressuring Blake Brown 74 all over for this race lead.
Yeah, Evan C. not going to give up. And again, he is one of these championship contenders. He picked up the win last week, I think it was, at Lanier. And it took him a good green-white checker to get the job done. He was fast at Knoxville a couple of weeks ago, so we know the 33 car has certainly got some speed. But they get the 2-to-go signal right now, and it's all about just transferring into the from the C into the B, and then worrying about trying to transfer from that B straight into tonight's feature event.
78 over Dunes just tapped this outside wall there, coming out of 2. His white flags will be out. That might cost him his shot at the final transfer spot, but it's going to be interesting as he's going to pull up alongside of Brown again. Not quite able to get there. They're going to finish Brown, C, Brown, C, Ramsey, and Holt are going to be your 4 transferees, and those guys from the B main better have been watching that because new track, and it looks like it's going to be right through the middle, and it'll be a tight 1-lane race. So we'll see who can pick up on that.
All right, we'll take a look here at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid for tonight's B main in just a moment. In fact, we're going to go take a look at that now.
All right, lining up for your B main. It's going to be 12 laps. 12 are going to transfer. Starting on pole is going to be the 4 car of Tristan Carmen. Outside of him, the 010 of Casey Bronson. Inside, second row is going to be Eric Eichstadt. And outside of him, Randall Carter. In the 5th position, fan favorite Jamie Reed. And outside of him, the gangster Jeremy Caprone. Just behind them in row number 4, going to be D-Fed Derek Feckenhauer, your second place finisher last week. And outside of him, Shane Myers. In the 9th position is going to be Trent Rutherford. And outside of him, going to be Eric Tupper. On the inside of row number 6, going to be Eric Moore. And then you have your C main transferees, Blake Brown, Evan C., Caleb Ramsey, and Justin Holt. As only 3 are actually going to go home because there's 15 cars in here.
15 cars, top 12 going to make it through. 12 laps the distance here in tonight's B main, round number 5 of the TeamVLR.com Dirt Street Stock Series. After this, we'll have a 2-minute warm-up session. That'll give us a chance to thank a number of people that help behind the scenes make this all possible. We get set for 12 laps of distance here in your B main, and Tristan Carmen going to lead the field off turn number 4. And we are green here in your B main tonight. Casey Brunson looking right through the middle. Carmen slides up in front of Brunson. 3 wide. There's contact for second. Oh no, Carter. And Brunson going to go around, and that's going to end. He's not prematurely unless something happens crazy late in this race.
I was literally thinking that with only 3 going home, especially on a fresh track like this, all you want to do is make sure you avoid a lap 1 wreck because the possibilities of that was high. And they're still battling 2 and 3 wide, mid-pack in the back. Evan C. is going to get in the 12 car and send him around, but he's going to straighten him out of Eric Moore, so that's going to help him as they're just trying to get inside that top 12 as they're almost 3 wide for about 4th position, but it's still Tristan Carmen out front.
Now watching the 37 here of Randall Carter battling alongside the 15 car of Shane Miles for 5th and 6th. Then we go back and have a look at Evan C., who at the moment he's sitting right on the bubble along with Caleb Ramsey, only one of those drivers. If they finish, C got into the side there of Eric Moore, but that's going to put Caleb Ramsey into that 12th and final transfer spot. Evan C. and Justin Holt along with Casey Bronson, who's at the back by himself. It's not looking good for Evan C., but Yeah, the lap's starting to wind down. Let's see, gets into the side of Ramsey, and then Justin Holt, he's going to be the big beneficiary out of that one. He goes from 14th, and he picks up 2 spots and gets into that 12th and final transfer spot.
Yeah, that's gonna really put a dent in his points championship as he's gonna go a lap down. But you got Carmen, you got Caprone sitting right behind him. Then Eric Eichstadt, top 5 about single file. You go back to Randall Carter and Jamie Reed. They're getting a little racy here mid-pack, but it looks like all 12 guys that are still... Well, now Justin Holt, he's got going straight. He's actually going in the 12th position right now. Quite a ways back from the field, but he's barring any other kind of disasters, he might be able to hang on to it.
And we take a look here at your Black Diamond Motorsports onboard cameras on the number 23 car, the gangster Jeremy Capron, who sits in second. You see just how small but how wide this racetrack is, and you can already see this track really starting to slicken off on the entry into turn number 1. As Capron now going to move almost to the inside on Tristan Carmen. He might just be thinking, well, if I just hang on to second right now, I've got a transfer spot, I've got an A-main spot locked up. Maybe I don't need to do anything silly.
Yeah, for how short this track is, it does get quite wide, especially on the exit of turn 4. It looks like there's about 7 different lanes that you could take, but right now it looks like they're just laying down the slick a little bit. There's 2 laps to go, and they're just running above it, so I think that top side's going to keep creeping up and a little bit to how it was before. As he's just getting noses inside, Capron does, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to put this move on as they're coming with a white flag this time by.
Yeah, 1 lap to go in your B main here in the TeamVLR.com Dirt Street Stock Series, round number 5 here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. At the moment, Tristan Carmen going to lead down into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag is out. Tristan Carmen gets the win. Jeremy Capron, Eric Eichstadt, Derek Fetkenhauer, Shane Myers, Randall Carter. Then we go back to Jamie Reed, Blake Brown, Eric Tupper, Eric Moore, Trent Rutherford, and Justin Holt. All going to make the show. Casey Brunson, Caleb Ramsey, and Evan C. all going to find their way into the pit road area, and they're not going to be able to make it for tonight's main event. While we've got this 2-minute warm-up session, of course, a big thanks to a number of people. Of course, a big thanks to TeamVLR.com for putting on this Street Stock Series, and of course, the sponsors that help put on this series, of course, Down Under Graphics, D1RT Racing, and Hanover Wrecker Service. Of course, I want to thank the Ultimate Dirt TV sponsors as well, Wicked Cushion, 19 Designs, World of Thunder Racing League, iCore Leagues, and JR Productions and Media. David, as we've just seen 4 heat races, a C main, a B main, the track has been reset. What are we anticipating here for a 50-lap main event tonight?
Yeah, it's going to be, it's really unsure. Like I said, I think they're going to keep pushing up the lane, but I don't think it's going to, the groove, it's not going to get as top side as it was in the heat race, at least not until maybe the last quarter of the race. But Howard Weaver losing that heat race to Devin Morgan, with the tight, I think it's top 4 within 7 points in the championship. Roxbury's in there. He won his heat race. EJ Jones, he's starting the furthest down, I think, out of all those guys in 11th. But, just the track positioning, especially with the reset, how it is now. Howard having to come, I don't doubt that he can't, but it just makes it a little bit harder. Having to come from 6th when he could have been starting outside of points leader Alex Bergeron if he would have just held on to that heat race.
Well, speaking of the points, we've got that up on the screen. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 drivers have picked up a win inside the top 20 in points. It just goes to show you right now that we've had 4 different feature winners, so no repeat winner so far in the opening 4 rounds. Of course, this is round number 5, and Alex Bergeron leads. EJ Jones, Derek Fedkenhauer, Howard Weaver, DJ Kilinowski, Britton Roxbury, those 6 drivers already transferring into the main event. There's just 14 points separating those top 6 drivers, and there's a bit of a gap back to Randall Carter, Blake Brown, Evan C, and Daniel Stifler. So top 8 in the points, I believe, have all transferred. Evan C and Daniel Stifler not making it out of the B main tonight, and that's going to really hurt their points. Daniel Stifler not here tonight, so again, I noticed we're short of a couple of good drivers, but I mean, when you're short of a couple of good drivers, you've got this field, stacked from pillar to post. We'll take a look.
Yeah, I don't think it... Go ahead.
We'll take a look here at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid for tonight's main event. Starting on pole in the 112 car, it's going to be Alex Bergeron. On his outside, the 14 car of Devin Morgan. DJ Kilinowski lines up alongside Britton Roxbury in row number 2. Row number 3 going to be Brett Rowles and Howard Weaver. Kevin Dedman and Zane Yost in row 4. Row 5 going to be JD Brown, Alex Brewer. And row 6 going to be EJ Jones and Jason Salter.
And it's going to be your B main transferees. It's going to be number 4 of Tristan Carmen starting in that 13th position. Outside him, the gangster, Jeremy Caprone. Inside, row number 7 going to be Eric Eichstadt. Outside him, Derek Feckenhauer. Shane Myers going to be starting in that 17th position. Outside him, Randall TJ Carter. Just behind them is going to be Jamie Reed and Blake Brown. Then Eric Tupper and Eric Moore, going to be 21st and 22nd. And on your last row, it's going to be Trent Rutherford and Justin Holt. This caution laps will count again up until the green-white checkered, same as last week in this race.
All right, here we go. Round number 5 of the TeamVLR.com Dirt Street Stock Series here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. 50 laps on the board, and we are green for the main event. And Alex Bergeron and Devin Morgan side by side, both in the 112 cars. So both got the same numbers. I predict the 112 is going to come out on top, but it's going to be Alex Bergeron who leads the field down into turn number 3 and 4. We go 4 wide for second. Look at this pedal. Holy cow. Brett Rowles on the inside. DJ Kilinowski, Britton Roxbury, and Devin Morgan. We continue to go 2, 3, and 4 wide.
Oh, they're almost still 4 wide. Coming out to his Roxbury working that middle now as Alex goes to the top side. Alex was only 16th fastest in warm-up, so I don't know if he is just in traffic or still trying to figure the track out. Is Kilinowski trying to work that middle now up in between those guys, but Rowles gets such a good run on the exit of 2. Not quite able to keep the momentum as Morgan's going to get there, but they are still 2 and 3 wide all throughout, just behind your leader, Alex Bergeron.
Look at the Dirty Grass Souls, number 22 car, the 0 of Kevin Dedman. Working the bottom side. Zane Yost as well, following him as well. Brett Rowles in the 17 car made his way up to position 3. And, well, he is making the bottom side work. Yost puts the double slide job on Howard Weaver and DJ Kilinowski. Howard smacks the wall on the exit of turn 4 on the front stretch. And that's certainly going to have a little bit of damage on that 07 car. But there's still 3 wide in the back. Holy cow. There is cars all over this racetrack right now, David.
Yep, guys trying to come up through the field. Jason Salter, he's there. EJ Jones now, he's trying to make his way. As Howard Weaver, you saw that contact with him and Yost falling back. Wonder if that car got any damage, but still trying to get that high side wound back up. As you see Rowles and Dedman up front, they're still chasing tires around the bottom on the inside. As Roxbury sadly in that second spot now, but Alex starting to pull away by about 3 or 4 car lanes.
Bergeron looking to be the first repeat winner of the 8-round series, but so far 4 complete. This is round number 5, and we're yet to see the same person go to victory lane more than once. Rowles now has got pressure from inside and outside, 3 wide. Rowles right through the middle. It was Yost on the top side of the racetrack. Kevin Dedman went low, but he goes high into turn number 3 and 4. Roxbury now just starting to move away there from Devin Morgan. So far early on, David, 8 laps in, 42 laps to go, and still drivers are all over this racetrack trying to find a way around their competitors.
Yeah, as it looks like, Kilinowski is back of Dedman a little bit. CJ Jones and Howard Weaver, the first side-by-side battle on track, but it does look like it's a lot quicker than I anticipated. Guys are getting up to that top side as Jones gets a big run out of the corner, but not able to clear. Howard is up front. Zane Yost tries to chase down by the tires and throw a slide job. Not able to slide up the track in front of Morgan, so he's going to have to remain in that 4th place position. Very
crucial that you've really got to throw the slider in 3 and 4. You want to keep your momentum up, and as soon as you lose that bit of momentum, it takes about 2, 3, even 4 laps to get it back going again to where you can finally make that move. So, you've really got to pick and choose on when you throw those sliders. But at the same time, 50 laps around here, depending on how many laps we get green, it's certainly going to throw a spanner into the works because these laps just keep on ticking. You're not talking 20 or 25 second lap times from what we're seeing. At the moment, we're in the mid 15 second bracket.
Yep, he's probably got quickest laps that they're trying to turn all season as things are getting stacked up from about 5th on back. That top side's getting crowded. Britton Roxbury, he's ran a couple solid laps together. He's slowly pulling in Bergeron as EJ Jones is going to blink out a little bit. You see Howard Weaver now trying to go down to that middle and work the DJ Kilinowski and his teammate Kevin Dedman.
Looking like, the middle lane and the top side is very even at the moment. And, well, we've just completed lap number 14, so still 36 to go. And there's still a lot of side-by-side action here. You see on the screen there's about 6 or 7 cars stacked up in a little group, and they're all running 2 by 2 by 2. Slowly, you see just coming into the screen, Roxbury catching up to Bergeron. But we keep an eye on this battle for around about 6 back through to about 10th.
Yeah, I'd be nervous out on that outside because it just takes one person to nudge the wall, and then everyone behind them has to check up, and then you always got to worry about the guy behind you checking up too. At least when you're in the middle, Howard Weaver's got to throw a little bit of right rear there to DJ Kalinowski. At least when you're in the middle, obviously there's not as many cars right now, but you can go lower if something happens to a car in front of you, and these other guys are pretty much pinned up against that outside wall.
Well, we continue to watch this battle on. We've just completed lap number 18 as we start lap 19 of 50. All yellow. In fact, we're starting lap 18. In fact, we're completing lap number 18 this time by as we watch Alex Bergeron. Had a little bit of a moment there in 3 and 4. Caught a piece of the wall. Now you start to see the 421 car of Britton Roxbury closing in just a couple of car lengths away from your race leader. But it's too hard not to go back and watch this battle. Again, for about the 6th through the 10th position at the moment. A lot of cars, starting to work that top side once again. They just start to spread out just a little bit. Howard Weaver continuing to run the middle of the racetrack. And there is our first Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag of the night. And I believe that might have been Jeremy Capron in the 23 car. We'll take a look here at your Wicked Cushion instant replay.
Yeah, it looks like exactly that. Things kind of got stacked up on that outside, and Jeremy got in the back of the one of Alex Brewer and then tried to check up, but then the guys behind him had nowhere to go, and they all kind of shoved both of them around.
Yeah, just a bit of a hard racing deal. Of course, when you miss the entry into the turn on the cushion, if the guy hits that cushion, it's very hard to slow up. But you can see there the one car of Alex Brewer there getting a little bit of help there from the 23 of Capron. That is going to be our first Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag of the night. Big thanks to those guys for their sponsorship here with TeamVLR.com along with D1RT Racing and Down Under Graphics. It is going to be completed lap number 23, this time by your iRacing.com official pace truck. Going to move back to the infield. And we're almost at the halfway stage of this race. We now double them up 2 by 2 in rows of 2 once again for the restart. As this could get interesting here after what we've seen on the first initial start. Britton Roxbury still holds on to second spot as Alex Bergeron leads him down the back straight away. Devin Morgan trying to go through the middle. Zane Yoss back up on the top side. Then we go 3 wide. Deadman, Jones and Rouse. Weaver again. Now this time Weaver's got the outside line, so he's got the preferred lane choice. Zane Yoss now going to move into third by Devin Morgan on the exit of corner number 2.
Yep, just from starting on the outside, second row, he is able to get the good jump on him as Morgan tried to get back in line on the outside of Jones. Jones tried to cut it low, but not going to be able to keep the momentum. As I say that, though, Morgan gets in the wall a little bit, but not enough by Jones. As Howard Weaver's behind him, gets turned, jogging the side of Kevin Deadman a little bit, and just turned to the right from traffic behind him, and that's what I mean. Just starting back where he was in 7th, wasn't really able to go anywhere, and trouble happens. It'll find you there.
Well, our second Hanover Wrecker Service caution flag comes out here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. I almost said the Knoxville Raceway. That's the second time I've almost did that today. But Kalinowski and Weaver getting into each other out of turn number 2. And again, that's just that's close racing. In fact, Weaver had some contact with another car. So that was Kevin Deadman there in the Dirty Grass Souls number 22 car again. That's hard racing, especially here at Limaland.
Yeah, it looked like he was kind of trying to fall in line behind the Rowles, but his nose kind of got stuck there on his inside. But Eric Bohr and Eric Eichstadt had real hard contact just behind them, trying to avoid Howard. But they do have one fast repair, and I think everyone involved in that has used it. But that's gonna restart him in about the 20th position. And the way the track was racing now, it's gonna be pretty hard to come up through the field, because I think the hardest charger right now is probably 19th to 11th is Jamie Reed, I think, is the biggest one. Otherwise, 20th to 13th is Blake Brown. So there's still some movers and goers, but for the most part, everyone's where they started is pace cars in. Zane Yost going to try to make it 3 wide. A good start by him, and Roxbury's going to have the outside of Alex. He's going to close the door on Roxbury. Yost isn't going to throw the slagger, though. He's going to hold that middle. Roxbury, big crossover, going to be 3 wide for the lead going into turn 3.
Roxbury working down low into turn number 3 and 4. Yost on the top side. Bergeron holds on to the lead for the time being. 19 laps to go. They're 3 wide for about 6. Kilinowski, Rouse, and Deadman just in front of them is Devin Morgan and EJ Jones, so they are still closely spread out on this after that second restart. Roxbury still trying to make that bottom side work, trying to get clear of Yost. He backed out of the throttle there now. That's a smart move. Backed out of the throttle, tucked in behind the 93 car, and he got to the top side. He didn't want to be stuck on that bottom because, again, you're trying to accumulate the most points in this feature event going towards your championship.
Yeah, a couple more corners. Those other guys would have been right to his outside, and Morgan. Yost is hungry, man. There's 2 restarts where he's been able to gain a position, and he's sticking with Alex Bergeron right now. His top 6 are about single file, but Kevin Dedman, he's pretty much been consistently running that middle line the whole race, but he's got Jason Salter working even below him down on the bottom side.
Yeah, Kilinowski got into the wall into turn number 1 and 2. They're going to go 3 wide down the back straight away. Kevin Dedman through the middle. Jason Salter in the blue number 10, the black and blue, yellow number 10 car on the bottom side, and DJ Kilinowski on the top side. Salter's pretty good on the entry into the turns. It's right when they get to the center of the turn and the exit speed. That's certainly what's slowing that number 10 down, and certainly not being able to make those passes any further. EJ Jones now stuck in this 3 now. Make that a 4-car battle, as we've got 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th on the screen. Devin Morgan in the 112 car also going down low. And Jason Salter, I must say, hats off to him. He's been phenomenal on that bottom side. I guess the bottom side has really started to go on the way, but he's been consistently trying to work the bottom side to keep that number 10 inside of the top 10.
Exactly. If you can just keep your nose clean down there, at least through the first, 3/4 of the race, you'll hold the front like he has been. There's a lot of dust getting kicked up on the outside. And the guys stacking up, as you saw at the last 2 caution flags. It just leaves people with no place to go. So you might not be clicking off the fastest lap times, but when the mistake is made, you'll be able to avoid it. He just can't quite get inside of Kevin Dedman to make it 3 wide, because Dedman's hanging that middle just inside of Kilinowski there for that 6th position.
Yeah, they go 4 wide for a moment. EJ Jones made the mistake in turn number 1 and 2. Dedman now going to look to slide up in front of Kilinowski. Kilinowski gets into the back of him, gives him a little bit of a bump to say, "Oh, how you going?" 10 laps to go this time by, as Kilinowski into the wall. 3 wide again. Dedman through the middle. Jason Salter and Dedman contact off turn 2. It is that's as expected, as you would say, because when you're running 2 and 3 wide around the Limaland Motorsports Park, and there's 3 wide behind him, so you got 2 3-wide battles going on. And again, this is just action aplenty here at Limaland.
It's for 6th and it's for 9th, as right now Rawls in the middle, and in front of that Salter's gotten by Dedman, and they single file out, but there's still 3 wide here between J.D. Brown, Brett Rawls, and Derek Feckenauer. And you see Jamie Reed, one of the hard chargers, coming up. He's trying to work that inside and get up to these guys. They're still 3 wide. So they're each committed to their lane, and each lane is pretty even. Feckenauer is able to get a good pull on exit, a good enough pull to stay just inside of Rawls, and Rawls is making it tough for J.D. Brown, just tough enough on exit to squeeze him up the racetracks. It looks like Rawls might be able to clear those guys through the middle, but no, J.D. Brown gets his nose to the outside, and they are still 3 wide for about the 3rd lap in a row.
Well, if they can race like this every week, I would love to have an 8-week challenge here at Limaland, because this has got to be one of the best races we've seen so far in the 5 weeks, 4 weeks previously, as this is week number 5, and this is certainly one of the best races you've seen so far. But of course, every race putting on a show. We go back up towards the front to see what's happening, and it's excuse me, it's still Bergeron who leads Zane Yost with 4 laps left to run for the 112 of Alex Bergeron. Can he be the first repeat winner of the 2019 Dirt Street Stock Series?
Yeah, Yost has been able to click off some decent laps just about the same time, but nothing that's going to be able to make up the ground that he is behind Alex. He's going to bang the wall and lose about 2/10 there out of 4. But he's separated from Roxbury a little bit. Is last there might be a fight for that final podium spot. As they're gonna have 2 to go this time by.
2 laps to go for your race leader, Alex Bergeron, in the 112 car. Behind him, second spot, the 93 of Zane Yost. Third place, the 421, Britton Roxbury, being pressured by another 112 car of Devin Morgan. Morgan going to go for the big slide job into turn number 3. Out of turn 4, Roxbury going to power back around the outside. White flag. Bergeron now 2 turns away as he makes his way down the back straightaway for the final time. Round number 5 of the TeamVLR.com Dirt Street Stock Series here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. And Alex Bergeron goes to victory lane for the second time this season. And our first repeat winner. Roxbury going to come home in third. And he done it by not a whole lot of distance between himself and Devin Morgan. We'll take a look here at your unofficial JR Productions and Media finishing results. Round number 5 belongs to the 112 of Alex Bergeron. He comes away victorious here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. Zane Yost comes home in second. Britton Roxbury, a good result for him once again. Not having to run the alphabet soup, will come home in third place. Devin Morgan going to come home in fourth. DJ Kilinowski will round out your top 5. EJ Jones will come home in sixth. Jason Salter in seventh. Eighth is going to be Kevin Dedman with JD Brown. Derek Fedkenhauer rounding out your top 10. We go look through 11th through to 20th, Brett Riles and Jamie Reed in 11th and 12th. Jeremy Capron in 13th, Randall Carter in 14th. 15th was Blake Brown, Tristan Carman in 16th, Howard Weaver 17th, Justin Holt 18th, Alex Brewer 19th, Eric Tupper in 20th, Eric Moore 21st, Shane Myers 22nd, 23rd was Eric Eichstadt and Trent Rutherford finishing just 27 laps. David, that's a pretty good result here because we had 23 out of the 24 starters finish this one. Going into this one, this could have gone either way. We could have either had a few cautions. I had to be careful how I worded that one then. We could have had a few cautions, or we could have had a really great race. In the end, we had a real great race, and just for one car not to finish, that just goes to show you all these drivers right now have got a lot of respect for one another.
Yeah, I think it was 3 cautions total throughout 50 laps at Limaland. That ain't too shabby. The biggest one I think was just that one on the back straightaway, but it only took about 3 or 4 cars, and they were able to repair and get back in the race. And Howard Weaver, he finished 17th, so he wasn't able to make up much ground in that last run, but it was all Alex Bergeron from start to finish in this one.
Well, speaking of Alex Bergeron, we are going to go down to victory lane and chat to the driver for the first time this season. He goes into victory lane for a second time. Alex Bergeron, congratulations on the win, man. That was a tough race for you and a tough race out in front. I mean, talk about how you're feeling at the moment, Alex.
Thanks, Brett. Yeah, we ran good up front, qualified first, and won the heat race. Yeah, a bit tough up front for the future. You know, these guys are, they're huge competition, so. I just try to hold them off, and it worked. But that top line was dominant, and you definitely have to get up top as fast as possible. And on the restarts, that was the most stressful thing the whole race. On the restarts, just get up top and get the momentum going.
After the heat races, the track was slick. The track got a reworking and reset for the C and B main. Going into the main event, obviously, with only sort of say 20 to 25 laps turned on it prior to that one, were you confident in the top side going to be there from start to finish, or were you just, were you worried about, in that 2-minute warm-up session, were you just going out there to try and see what the track was going to do, or were you just worried about that, worried about getting to the top side?
Really, in the warm-up, it was free for all. You could run the middle, the bottom, the top, and I really didn't know where to run. I was not fast in warm-ups. I just tried things, but I just hoped it was gonna work for the top side in the first lap of the race, and it did. The middle line, the bottom line was fast in the first 3-4 laps of the race, but then after that, I think it just went up top really.
Talk about how crucial it was to get a good start, especially on the initial start, but also those restarts as well. with the field doubled up and that top side being so dominant, were you worried about that outside road trying to get that jump and really sort of keeping you stuck down on the bottom side?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it was the most stressful thing to race. I really had to get a good jump. Even though you're the leader of the side by side start, you really got to get the jump, and that's what we done the whole race.
Well, you go to victory lane for the second time this season in the 5 rounds. You continue holding on to this points lead. It is a close points battle between the top 6 drivers. I think, what did I say, 14 or 17 points separating those ones. But again, Alex, congratulations on the win here tonight. Before we do let you get out of here, of course, we'll hand the mic over to you. Sponsors, shout-outs, all that good stuff. Who makes it happen for you?
Well, first off, thank you, TeamVLR, my girlfriend, Jason Nygaard, my dad. Thank you all my partners, Newbie.com, the Science Track Unis, BK Designs for all the iRacing paints, TSI Chalks, Max McLaughlin Racing, Meyer Inc. You guys for broadcasting tonight, Brett and you and David. VLR for bringing this series up, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right, there we go. Alex Bergeron, their home in first place. We'll throw it over to David Harleman, who's chatting with Zane Yost, our second place finisher.
All right, Zane, you came home second. You started in 8th. You were able to get up there, and it just looked like on every restart you were able to be the aggressor and make up spots. Then you got up to second. Do you think you had anything for Alex there, or if there was another restart, do you think you would have had what it takes to get by him?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for another caution after I got to second, but yeah, on them restarts, you got to be aggressive, especially at this place when it goes top dominant.
Yeah, it seemed even with the reset by about lap 10, it was all topside, and I noticed the setup on the car is still the one from Knoxville. Did that have any effect on the racing, do you think, tonight?
I honestly didn't even know it was the Knoxville setup, but yeah, I think it did have a little bit of effect because that gear was so low you couldn't get to the bottom, but running the top, you just had to be smart and pick them off smartly so you didn't wreck.
Yep, exactly that. And, that's pretty much... I wait for my dad to stop dying in the background. I was pretty much thinking the same thing, though, with that such a low gear that it would be hard coming off the bottom for a couple of those guys. But you were able to get up there and get on the second step of podium, so good run by you. Who you want to thank for this one?
I just want to thank Mike Wood for the badass paint he made me. Sniper chassis, Racing 411, Centennial Lake House, and that's about it.
All right, that's your runner-up tonight, Zane Yost.
But we're going to go down the line and chat to the driver that comes home in third place. And, well, he didn't have to run the alphabet soup, made things a lot easier on himself. Britton Roxbury home in third. Britton, congratulations on the third place run here tonight. Was it a little bit easier knowing that you didn't have to come from 20-odd positions back and, make so many passes through this field?
Yeah, it was a lot easier, that's for sure. I know I started getting pretty sick of doing that, and I knew here at Limaland it just wasn't going to happen. It usually goes top dominant, so I really had no choice but to figure out something for qualifying. And fourth place in qualifying, that sure helped me. And got the heat win. I can't really say too much about the night. It was just near the top.
What did you make of the racetrack early on? As you said, the track did get a reset prior to that C and B main. What was the game plan going into that? Were you happy to run the middle, or were you happy just to try and stick it up top and let the track come into you?
Yeah, the whole plan from the get-go, really, after I seen what it did in the heats, was just practice the top, and I kind of started getting used to running it, and I was slowly catching Bergeron there on that one. Actually, I think it was the initial start, and then we had that one restart, and he chopped my nose going into the corner and bounced me off the wall, and I was pretty heated about that one. I lost position because of it, but whatever. It is what it is. Like he said, you got to be aggressive and you got to get to the top. So.
Well, you get to go to victory lane, but you continually find these podiums. all in all, when you're consistently sort of running inside of the top 5, even top 10s at the end of the season, your name's going to be there towards the top of the field. That must be pleasing.
Yeah, it'd be nice to take home some cash, get a top 3 or so in points. I don't know exactly where I'm at, but it'd be nice to get a win. Like you said, all these podiums, and then I think I had one where I didn't even start the feature, so that one really kind of hurt me. But yeah, I'd like to knock the win off. I just don't really know how to get there. I'm kind of getting tired of thirds, so I need to figure out something.
Okay, well, I can tell you're 6 in points. You were 14 points behind Bergeron. You beat EJ Jones, Derek Howard, and DJ Killinassi. So I dare say you're going to be somewhere around second, third, or even fourth. You should definitely be inside of the top 5. So after the 5 rounds, we've still got 3 weeks to go. It's still pretty much anybody's ball game. So what's going to be the plan going into the next 3 weeks, or are you just happy just to take it race by race?
Well, I can tell you the plan is definitely get the win. So, if I can pull away with a win, that should guarantee me top 3, and then from there just hope, Bergeron really makes a mistake, and if I can keep putting on the podium the rest of the time, that should be able to seal the deal here. So I'm going to try everything I can because I'm getting tired of hearing about Alex Bergeron, to be honest, so.
David, did you wanted to cap something before, David?
I got nothing to say to him. That was his chance to win. You got a full send, but we'll see. We got 3 more weeks to see what happens. Good run tonight, kid.
yeah, thanks. And by the way, it's not the Knoxville set there, buddy. It says Limaland at the top.
What am I looking at? Spectator.
You have just been called out. David Heilemann has just been called out live. Britain
identical to Knoxville. Even Yost said the gear was too low.
I was hitting the chip, man. I don't know what you're
You're running in second gear again, buddy. It's the wrong one.
Well, if he's running in second gear, I guess you'd always find a third gear to go for. But hey, Britton, congratulations on this third place run. We'll let you thank a few people before we let you go, though.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting this stuff. Really appreciate it. Like going back and watching some of the races, it gets pretty interesting. I got to thank Joel too for the paint tonight. It looks really awesome. Glad to represent his real life car. I think it looks awesome. Like I said, it's a cool looking car and it's a nice little Australian feel. So, I like representing the Aussies a bit. So, also got to thank all the guys at the KKR Sim team. And, yep, that's it.
All right, there we go. Britton Roxbury home in third place. And, okay, so he just pretty much clarified that he is running. And now that I sort of look at it with the closer up pitch, you can actually see the Australia 1 on that car. So it's nice to see, other than a pink car, he's gone to a nicely coloured painted up skin. David, final thoughts from yourself before we wrap things up here at the Limaland Motorsports Park?
I don't know. I'm thinking I might have to dust off the driver's suit and see what setup these guys got under the hood for next week. But I'm not sure where they'll be at. But I'll hopefully be here, and we'll continue on racing the good Street Stock Series. Can't wait for it.
Well, that'll wrap us up here from the Limaland Motorsports Park. Of course, a big thanks to TeamVLR.com for putting on this series and allowing Ultimate Dirt TV to cover the action again. We've been live across Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch on the 3 Ultimate Dirt TV pages. Plus, we have been live on the TeamVLR.com Facebook page as well. A big thanks to the sponsors and partners that help put this together. Of course, a big thanks to Joel Berkeley from Down Under Graphics. A big thanks to D1RT Racing and to Hanover Record Service for their continued support on the TeamVLR.com Dirt Street Stock Series. Of course, I want to thank Wicked Cushion, 19 Designs, World of Thunder iRacing League, JR Productions and Media, and iCore Leagues for their sponsorship with Ultimate Dirt TV. That'll wrap us up. Round number 5, Alex Bergeron goes to victory lane here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. Our first repeat winner over the first 5 weeks. Still 4 different winners in the season. Week number 6 going to be next week. Not sure where we're at. Haven't got that one up on a page. But again, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV, the management behind the scenes, and on behalf of your broadcast team tonight, David Heilemann and myself, Brett Wheeler, we say farewell and good night from the Limaland Motorsports Park, and congratulations to Alec Bergeron, who goes to victory lane for the second time. Good night.